Side Stories. Point 3. Luminous's POV. It had been a while since my last talk with the Void Dragon. My nation was constantly improving and the new religion I had designed myself had taken shape. Now that the Void Dragon had been sealed away by Veldanava, I can no longer contact him with thought communication or even feel his presence. I can only feel the bond I have with him by the renaming he had done to me. It allowed me to know he was at least still alive, along with it also giving me a boost in strength every day. I always am surprised by how willing he is to give away more power to others, just like Veldanava. At least I got to ask him some questions before he left last time. Luminous, Void Dragon, do you consider yourself any specific gender? It's hard to speak to you when you are always so vague, especially when I must talk about you to others. Void Dragon, I consider myself a man, and thank you for asking and not assuming. Luminous. Luminous, thank you for answering my question. Is it alright if I ask a few more? Void Dragon, my time is short, so choose wisely which ones you ask. Luminous. Luminous, my first question is, what are you really? And since you are always covered in a black fog and there is no way to see through it. The other is, can I call you Void? Void, I'm a subspecies of the true dragons. A unique existence, even more than my cousin. For your other question, I don't mind you doing so, but eventually when I return I will tell you my real name. Oh, I can feel the excitement I felt then even now. Unfortunately we talked mostly about me after that, and he seemed reluctant to talk about himself. It seemed that he had other restrictions on him by Veldanava. I hope that damn lizard dies for taking my beloved from me so early into my plan to prop him up as the divine being he was. Now I must compromise with my underlings as they asked me to before. I'm going to the meeting to finalize these final details now. Actually, I am of course the last to arrive as the leader of the nation. Everyone goes off of my time, not theirs. Though I mostly leave the day-to-day up to my three newly accepted aides, Roy, Gunther, and Lewis. After I sat down, the meeting started. Gunther, this is to be the final meeting for our plans to create a religion around our liberator, the Void Dragon. Have all of you finished your end of the preparations? Most vampires, yes. Vampire Noble, I had a small problem. I may explain, sir. Gunther, well, what could it have been? I remember having put you in charge of the new creations made by the ancestor as a food source for us. Was it hard to convince them or something? I can't imagine that being the case. Vampire Noble, well sir, it would have gone well, but a few years ago an incident happened at an inn that caused the citizens to question our strength. Some guards were trying to arrest some individuals who owed the blood tax and got into a scuffle with them. They were defeated rather easily and people nearby saw the whole thing play out in the distance, and when the guards brought back reinforcements to help make the arrest the aggressors and disappear from the inn. The innkeeper had provided a sworn statement that what he said was true. We thought him lying to us at the time, but after a blood pact was made it was confirmed true. Unless he had some way to fool us as a normal human being, he had no way of not telling the truth. Roy, have these individuals been found yet? Vampire Noble, no sir. After we investigated the place the innkeeper said two of the perpetrators lived, we found it empty of everything, even the other residents. Which should have been impossible since it was an orphanage. According to the locals in the area, on the day of the incident it became an empty building. It was discovered as such by one of the locals' wives going out to see one of the orphanage's caretakers at the well as usual. But when they never came, she went to investigate the building only to find it empty of almost everything inside except a few useless items. It's considered a mystery even now. Luminous, I think we can actually use this incident to our advantage here. Gunther, how so, my queen? The people will come to question our ability to protect them from not only internal but external threats as well. This incident would make the people likely to not trust in your new rule along with the religion you propose we make. Luminous, yes, but if we say this is an example of what happens to those who do bad things that go against our God's teachings, then people will begin to fear our rule and strengthen their faith in us as well. It will show that we knew of the God's existence while my father suppressed the knowledge. Making the people to see us as the rightfully chosen rulers as we wish them to. It should also deter other nations in attacking us if they hear that our God actually defends its people. Gunther, your perspective is promising, my queen. Lewis, it might work, but we would have to delay our plans on spreading the religion to other nations, or other nations will think us aggressors and try to snuff out the religion you are making, my queen. It can however be made in our own nation now if you wish to, but only if one of the gods makes a personal appearance as proof of their existence. This is what they have been using to stop me from succeeding in my plans. All of the nobles seem to be trying to make me give up on making him into the figurehead of my religion as I wish and want me as it instead. I had been thinking on how to circumvent this issue for a while, and today I had one. Luminous, the way to fix this problem is simple. I thought long and hard about this issue, and the answer is to make it so there is more than one God. Everyone seemed to not understand what I was getting at, since for weeks I had been saying I wouldn't compromise on making him above everyone in the faith, but I now had a solution to this problem. Lewis seemed to have caught on as he started to sweat bullets. His expression proved to me that they had all colluded together to make me give up on this idea altogether. Clearly they underestimated my resolve. Gunther, what might be this solution you came up with then? I'm not sure I understand. Wouldn't that put all the gods on the same pedestal then? Luminous, not if the gods themselves all agree that one is superior to them all. Think of Void like the tip of the pyramid, while I would be below him only, and then there would be others below me. I came up with this idea since he told me about some friends he lost that were just as strong as I am now long ago. They were also his subordinates, but he said he didn't like treating people like tools and respect people's choices. I will use this to my advantage, since I believe he will make others as strong as me again one day. When he does, I can add them to the pantheon by making an excuse. I wish that one day our future child's birth will be celebrated when this religion goes through. Roy, but doesn't one of these gods need to appear for the plan to work? Everyone gave him grateful glances when he said that. But I decided to destroy their hopes before they continued down this path. Luminous, then I shall simply make an appearance once, so the people will not question our religion's founding. So there are no problems with this plan, right? They all were silent for a good while to think over my words. They all seemed to be desperate in trying to stop this from happening, but they also got one of their wishes granted in me being a part of the religion as the figure head. They had no way to complain. Luminous, good, we will finish these preparations then. Lewis, my queen, if you would lend me an ear of a moment. I nodded my head for him to continue. Lewis, I know you think we just won't Lord Void, as you call him, to be the figurehead because we don't trust him or like him, but that's not the case. I was surprised he knew what I thought about what I was thinking in that moment. Lewis, the truth is most of us just believe the country does not have the budget to handle such an expensive plan to build churches and such in a year like you wish for. It also doesn't take into account how to make people want to become a part of our nation either. The people right now have no reason to seek religion due to how peaceful it is now. We believe we should prepare slowly and wait for a tragedy to happen which will make people more willing to accept our words. I ask for your patience. If we wait longer, you won't even need to make an appearance, and our chances to spread your new faith will increase exponentially. Please reconsider your demands. After he put it all on the table, I saw the merits to his argument and also started to see the faults of my own. If I waited, my religion would last way longer than if I rushed it. And since I made it for my dear beloved, I want him to be able to one day see it himself. Since he is currently locked away, I need it to last long term. Luminous, very well then. We will launch the religion at an opportune time so as to make it last forever. But do begin preparing for it to happen, so we do have the budget and manpower to execute our plan. Everyone, yes, our queen. After that everyone left the room and I returned to my own. I then went to a secret room so I could gaze at a new painting I got that had the appearance of my beloved on it. Ah yes, please one day touch me, dear. Misery's Pav. It had been a long time since our namer had given us our names and bodies. He also gave us secret orders to follow Guy's will until he called for us in the future. After we were summoned by Guy and destroyed the nation as instructed, we also secretly sent some souls to our namer. Guy decided to travel around for a while. He gave us the choice to leave his services, but we continued to follow him as our namer and true master told us to. I will admit, however, that I would have followed him anyway if we didn't meet that great individual before. Over time, both me and Rain learned how to do many things over time. I also started to summon those of my lineage to do tasks for me, like collecting information and such. We continued doing so until one day we meet the creator of the world, Veldanava, while journeying. Veldanava, so this is who he spoke of as a powerful demon. It looks like fate is starting to repair itself at least. Guy, who are you to dare approach me in an elevated position? I'm the strongest thing in the world, you have no right to look down on me. Come down here and kneel, or I'll come up there and make you do so. Veldanava, you are as arrogant as my cousin said you would be. Clearly your pride has gotten the better of you. Even if we fight, the outcome will be the defeat of you. There is an infinite chasm between me and you. Even if you have awakened into a true demon lord, this hasn't changed. Your skills are simply not enough to defeat me. Guy, you believe my techniques are that bad when I haven't even shown you anything yet. I'll make you eat those words, you flying lizard. After that both of them had a fight that lasted a few days, but in the end Guy lost the fight. I was surprised by the outcome along with Rain if her gaping mouth that hung from her face said anything. Veldanava, before we fought, when I said that thing about skill, I didn't mean your combat techniques. I was talking about your actual skills that are engraved into your soul. Mine are of a tier higher than yours. That is why you lost mostly. Guy, I lost. As is tradition of us demons, I will follow your will since I've lost. It hurts my pride to admit defeat, but I won't run from my failures. Kill me if I am so weak as to never be comparable to your might. One day I will defeat you, Veldanava. My pride will be avenged when I do. Veldanava, I find proposal demon. But I wish to keep you alive. I like interesting things, and you are interesting if anything. Destroying you is a waste. If I must punish you, I'd like to do so by giving you a job instead. Guy, oh yeah, and what might this job be, Veldanava? Veldanava, I want you to be the mediator of this world, Guy. Help me keep the humans from destroying themselves like they almost did by summoning you to the world. Become a demon lord, the fear of. They are interesting creatures to me as well, and don't want them to die because of their own foolishness. Guy, I understand what you speak of, for I have seen it in my travels often. I accept this punishment task of yours and will make the humans fear me, so they will unite together against me. Doing so they shall also entertain me as well. Veldanava, good, I have something else to do, so I must go now. I hope to see you again soon. After that he left. I've never felt such power from anyone except my namer. If my guess is correct, however, he might have been the cousin that Veldanava spoke of. Wouldn't that make my namer a true dragon as well? Truly the true dragons are the strongest species. Over time this thought would be proven true over and over again. Especially after Velzard came to our new home that we started living in on the ashes of our first castle we destroyed so long ago. She fought Guy with great fervor, but in the end she chose to stop their fight and continue observing us, as she called it. It felt more like freeloading office to me, but since I'm weaker than her I had to comply with it. It didn't help that Guy didn't mind either. Over time others came to do challenges against Guy the Demon Lord, as they called him, until one day a true hero came to fight Guy, who was trained by Veldanava. He was greedy and as arrogant as Guy was. It made me think they were meant for each other, like the humans called it true love, I think. They fought often along with Velzard and Velgrind. Eventually they stopped because of an agreement they made to start playing a game together to see who could rule the world better, after an argument of philosophy between the two and Rudra getting weaker due to renaming Guy into Guy Crimson. I of course noticed Rudra didn't rename Guy, but instead a small slime came up behind him hidden by my namer's aura. They sucked him dry to make it look like he did. It was something sent to me by my namer for this very moment, as he had instructed to in his letter. This made me realize he had named Guy as well and was manipulating him from behind the scenes for his own benefit. I could understand why he did so, but didn't question it. After the small slime's task was done he left with a poof. After that happened I had a weirder thought. Is my namer actually a slime? No, he couldn't be. Slimes are the weakest race, with none ever being known to have an ego before. After a long time from when Guy and Rudra decided to start their game, Guy made a Demon Lord Council with the founding members being the daughter of Veldanava Milam and Ramirez the Spirit Queen. Surprisingly she brought with her a high elf who went by the name of Kagali. She was strong for her species and had a powerful spirit that seemed as strong as me. Guy invited them both to join the council, but the spirit said that her master was more worthy of the title, and Kagali said she wasn't strong enough to join yet. She did try to help us calm Milam down at the time, but her skills were lacking, like Veldanava said Guy's were before when they first meet. Guy said she was free to join when she felt ready, and she nodded in confirmation. It had been a few centuries since the first council meeting and others had joined us. The first being Dagruel, who was scouted out by Guy himself. His strength was noticed when he helped keep the barrier up in Milam and Guy's fight along with Velzard and Rain along with me. Luminous joined soon after, since her and Dagruel had a small feud going. After that Dino joined, and after him other Majin that don't matter to for a while. After a while, since Luminous looks like a child, many Majin challenged her to a fight, causing her to have to destroy them. She then asked to be allowed to have a stand-in for her in the form of Roy, which everyone agreed to. Kagali joined up next, and she and Dino argued a lot. One time Kagali argued that Dino didn't belong since he had no territory of his own, but Dino, the lazy man he is, just pointed to Ramirez, saying that the rule would apply to her too. Kagali seemed to reluctantly accept that, as it seemed not entirely kind to Ramirez's weakening due to helping keep the world safe, but Dino did help with the Ivorage problem, so I guess it's even. I then came to find out later that Ramirez helped raise her. That is the reason she listened to her and helped her when asked to, along with why she backed down when Romulus's seat was threatened to be removed along with Dinos. Later Coggley helped us recruit and make conditions to joining the council after her fight with Luminus's stand-in Roy. After that things started to calm down. That was until a new Majin named Leon Cromwell said he claimed to be a demon lord too and Coggley went to fight him. I miss her dearly even now. To be continued.